Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Martian Dreams. Okay, so I stepped outside of Hellas. I tried to sleep, but unfortunately, because I still have the berries affecting me, we can't. So, excuse me. We're hoping that it's not going to get too cold before I can sleep. But we need to talk to Tesla, so might as well spend some time running. Ooh, they glow at night. Running back to our old ship, our capsule. Wiggle, 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 worm grass. Oh God. I hate you things. I hate you things. Where is the rest of the creeping cactus? Guys, you're kind of in the way. There we go. Alright, let's get back on the path. Hopefully we won't pass it. Oh no, there we go. Ah, psychic power fades. Let's see if I can... Well, actually... Hey, there's light in there. Fantastic. You know, you guys might want to close the door before you know, at night. Huh, a gas lamp. Neat. Very handy. Let's go ahead and talk to Tesla. You see, a good-looking man... good-looking, dark young man with an intense stare. Dream. I have heard much of the dream machines from Dr. Freud. He is fascinated by them. I really hate to suggest it, but if you're wondering about the workings of any of the Martian machines, you would probably be better off asking that old curmudgeon Edison. He has been here for quite a while. Surely he has learned something by now. Well, crap. Alright, guess we'll have to go do that. Can I use it? Hey, I can. Wow. Oh. Okay, there we go. So, blood is healing up everyone. Thank you. Man, I've got a lot of hit points now. What level am I? I'm level 8. Wow, I've almost maxed out experience. Spectre is only level 5 with 1,000. 5, 5, 6. Hey, congratulations, Sherman. I wish there were beds here. 'Cause I would like to sleep. Hey, alright. Psychic power fades. Alright. Now, since we have to talk to Edison, we kind of need to go back to Hellas so that we can get to Olympus. Let's go ahead and rest until sunrise. A lit torch went out. Oh, darn. Probably we'll want to go ahead and re-equip that then. Alright, well, now that we have power, we have a little bit of a convenience available to us. Once I get back to Hellas. I can't remember which ones go where, but there are oh God. Stupid jumping beans. How dare you attack me? Oh, there's lots of them coming in. Wow, that's quite a few. That appears to have been all of them. Fantastic. It was just flowers. Okay, so here we go. Alright. So that is Hellas. Whee! This is not where I want to go. Whee! I love that. That was great. This is where I want to go. So that's the one that takes us to Olympus. Fantastic. So now we have to find Edison. Where are you, Edison? Why is there no control panel for that, that dream machine? That's a little odd. That's not Edison, that's Tippett. Don't believe Edison was here. No, that's Peary. Nope. Alright. It's probably over here somewhere. That's Bernhardt. That, I think, is Edison. Yes. Let's see. Dream machine?
Yes, the Martians have built some truly fascinating machines. I could nearly spend my entire life trying to determine how they operate. Indeed, the dream machines stand out as one of the most unusual that we've encountered.
What about panel?
It functions on a simple arrangement of relays and switches. In fact, the design is elegant and simplistic enough that almost any of the panels, like those found in the underground machine areas, could be wired to function as an original. I'm fairly sure that I saw one once down in the underground access tunnel right here on in Olympus. You might check down there to find one. If you bring one of those back to me, I'll try to rewire it for you, so it'll work on a dream machine.
Well, thank you, Edison. That's awfully nice of you. I did not expect that. Let's see. Doesn't look like there's anything there. The panel is loose. The panel is broken. Can I just take it? I can take it. Ha 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 ha. Sweet. Yoink. Panel.
You want me to rewire one so it'll work on a dream machine? I suppose I could do that.
Yeah, I know. You just told me about it. You show the control panel to Edison, who picks it up and examines its interior.
This won't take long to do. Why don't you wait over there?
He gathers his tools and puts on his rubber gloves, then begins to work. A few minutes later, he hands the panel back to you and puts away his tools.
There you are, ready to go. Place it in the correct controlled cabinet in the dream machine and ensure the connections are firm. It'll only work in a dream machine now. I hope that's what you wanted. I don't hear so well some days, you know.
That is exactly what I wanted. Thank you very much, sir. Please stop being a dick. Somehow I don't think that's going to work. Okay, so that one, I think, up here, right over here, goes to Argyre. But let's go to this one that should be Hellas. Is it? It is indeed. Alright. So now we can enter the world of dreams. I don't know why I did that. That was corny. That's an odd place for it right there. Can I use it? Nope. Drop. There? Yeah, there we go. The panel is loose. Somehow I don't think it's going to work. The panel is not installed. Alrighty. Alright, Spectre, get to work! The panel is fastened. There is nobody sitting in the dream machine. Well. Alright, Spectre, do your thing. You settle into the dream machine. That's an awfully billowy dress there. Why is it like pear-shaped? That's horrible. You actuate it and await its effects. Your consciousness of the physical world fades. You find yourself in a vast hall full of strange, symbolic obelisks. Well, this is awfully gray here. You see an obelisk. I'm not sure what that means. You see an obelisk. Well, it looks like a plant. Oh, that's clearly communism. Huh, a lamp? A Martian, I think. What was this one again? I'm actually not sure what that one is. Okay, which one do we want to go to? Let's go to this one. Whoa! Hi! You see a Martian!
Greetings, soft one. How may we share our knowledge?
What is your name? I am called Pukchep. It sounds rather harsh. What is your job?
Within our grove, it is my task to act as the gatherer.
What, are you waiting for the gathering? I think you might have the wrong franchise there, buddy. What can you tell me about your grove?
You should speak to Praktish, our agrarian. He can tell you much about our society.
Well, I probably will once I reposition myself in my chair. What about Gatherer?
Ever since the first death,
First death?
it has fallen to the gatherers to be the keepers of the knowledge of their grove.
Knowledge?
Mine is the task to collect the fallen leaves and roots of the old ones as they die. By mixing their remains with the soil for the new seedlings, the knowledge of the old is passed on within the grove. I used to trade soil and chemicals with Fazek of Elysium. Here, in my dreams, though none of my pod friends wither, so I gathered little.
What can you tell me about chemicals?
I don't really remember which chemicals we traded for fertilizer. The plantel to ask about chemicals would be Plashef.
What was the other word? Knowledge. Remains? Yes.
Here in the dream world, our bodies do not age and die, so my duties have been very light.
Well, that's handy.
Until we share again, soft one.
Yeah, just don't overshare, please. Oh god, he's gonna take my body! No, actually, he's not going to. Ooh. Whoops. You see a butterfly-like creature. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my god, we're in space! It's actually kind of awesome. It looks rather familiar too, doesn't it? I see no bridge, though. Seems to only be part of the city. You see a Martian that seems almost effeminate. Well, that's just rude. It kneels in greeting, then rises.
Welcome, outsider. I am excited that you have come. Now at last will I know the fate of Kaxashek.
Kaxashek?
My podmate Kaxashek was researching the creation of a new type of body that would be immune to the effects of the plague. Really? That's pretty neat. What can you tell me about that? Kaksashek had established a laboratory in the North Polar regions to perform his studies. He hoped that the cold would slow the spread of the plague until he had constructed a prototype.
Oh, we're gonna have to look for that thing.
It has been a very long time since I was there, but I believe that it was located somewhere on the border of the northern ice cap.
What can you tell me about the prototype that he was constructing?
I feel certain that his efforts were successful, for he never followed me into the dream world. Why he never came has always been a mystery to me.
What can you tell me about the dream world? She looks about, then says,
This world, though safe from the plague, will never be the same as our grove. My greatest hope is that one day we can return to our grove in the real world.
Can you tell me more about the plague?
It was horrible, worse than any disaster imaginable. And I, the arborist of the Grove of Hellas, was powerless to prevent the deaths of my pod friends. It certainly killed every living Martian on the planet.
She's quiet and reflective for a moment. What is your name, anyway? Pointing to herself, she says,
I am Zaktesh.
Zaktesh. Oh, God. That first S is silent, I'm sure of it. Yes. Zaktesh. Yes, that's what we'll go with. What is your job?
My function in the grove is arborist.
Arborist.
I tend to the citizens of my grove, healing them if they become injured or ill.
Healing?
I have not used those skills in a long time. Here in the dream world, our bodies do not require treatment.
Let's see. What else was there? Was that it? No. Raxa? Oops. Raxa. No. What was the other word? Prototype. That doesn't help me any. Oh well.
Farewell, my friend. Beware on your return. The dream world holds many dangers.
I think I will be fine. I am the Avatar, after all. No one can defeat the Avatar. This is a very odd place. Doesn't look like there's anything down there. Kind of have some holes in this place. You kind of need to do some repair work. Have you people been lax? I think you have been. Ooh, a scroll. Let's use that. The scroll appears to contain research notes from early in the development of the Dream Machines. Nothing of later developments is included for some reason. Dream Machine research developed from research into the mind-body problem, which for Martians was a problem in biology rather than philosophy. Martians acquired their purely physical abilities from their genetic heritage. Thus, seeds from physically adept Martians in groves were prized by agrarians and cultivators. Memories, knowledge of Martian culture, and their grove's history, and such items came from the ground the pod was grown in, and the leaves, other sheddings, and dead bodies used as mulch. The questions raised were about the development of individuals' personalities and distinctive traits, and about why certain memories were stronger for some Martians than for grove mates raised in the same soil. In this early work, researchers discovered a psychic fluid, the phlogiston, or luminiferous ether, or electricity, which carried mental thoughts and mental abilities and thoughts. The phlogiston? Oh. Like phlogiston or the luminiferous ether. Or electricity. Oh, okay, so it's not those things, but like those things. But the phlogiston isn't actual fluid. It's the space between the crystal spheres. How do you people not know this? Certain plants and plantimals attracted or interacted with this fluid, especially the berries other researchers were investigating for the Conference of Psychic Powers. The goal was to develop a machine which would allow extraction or transference of patterns in this animistic ether, intact from or between living Martians. Spiffy. Hey, buddy. You're staring at the wall. You see a wizened, aged Martian. The Martian looks up at you, its eyes revealing the weight of its burdens.
My leaves have never fallen on your fields before, worm of no shell.
I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Worm of no shell.
I am Prektesh, agrarian and leader of the grove of the city of Hellas, once the finest of our planet. I welcome you, off-worlder, and all your kind to the shadow of Hellas. I extend the hospitality of our grove to you.
What can you tell me about Hellas itself? He looks about at the city, then makes a rustling sound that could be a sigh.
Our city was once the finest of the groves of Mars, but that is in our past. We have been forced to abandon our grove, but the spirit of Hellas still thrives here in the dream world.
What can you tell me about the dream world?
This place has become our refuge, accessed only through the dream machines.
Refuge?
His features grow dark and he says, yes, refuge. We fled through the dream machines to escape the devastation wrought by the plague that struck down our race, killing the last of our seedlings.
Please, give me more information about this plague.
It was not a natural occurrence. What grieves me most was that our race was decimated by one of our own.
Yeah, I know how that is. Sort of.
The pestilence that destroyed us.
That's what I was thinking of. Raxich.
He sought dominion over all of Mars, and for many years he strove to control the supply of water and oxygen that all Martians require.
Tell me more about this jerk.
He is the agrarian of the grove of Argyre. Rather than seek peace and prosperity for his citizens, he lusted for dominance over all of Mars. When his attempts to use political and economic dealings to take control failed, he then chose to use force and terror to extort us into accepting his rule.
Prektesh shudders at the memory.
He prepared biological weapons containing a strain of bacteria to afflict our entire race.
Bacteria, huh?
It was a most insidious weapon. It caused our bodies to grow sickly and rot away. Worse yet, it destroyed our offspring as they developed.
You see a drop of what looks like sap well in his eye, and run down his cheek.
That Chiksha's disease made growing seedlings impossible, killing our race with his arrogance.
Regaining his composure, he continues,
We knew then that his plan meant doom for our race. We fled our grove and entered the dream world to wait forever if necessary, hoping that someday we would be rescued.
Forever?
Yes, we are trapped here indefinitely. Though the body remains in the real world and ages normally, the essence of consciousness exists in the dream world, lasting eternally even when the body has ceased to function.
Which wouldn't take too long if you have left it there. Rescue.
We existed on the faith that someone would come, even someone like yourself, from a visitor from another world. Now that you have heard our plight, you must aid us to discover some means for us to return to our native soil and inhabit the grove of the real world.
Wow, you have a lot of confidence in both the ability and compassion of off-worlders, and the faith and confidence in your own technology, to think that, someday it'll happen. Let's see. Let's do name. Yes, okay. And job.
My position in the grove is the agrarian.
Grove. Oh. Agrarian?
The agrarian is the leader of the grove, ensuring that life in the grove is pleasurable, while freeing those who live here from the toils of administration. Okay, until we meet again, friend.
Alright, well, hey, another one. Hey, buddy, what's up? You see a Martian with a hint of a regal air. Stepping towards you, she folds her arms over her chest and kneels.
She calls out in a pleasant voice, I, Chukshek of Hellas, greet you and welcome you to the grove of Hellas. Please explore and meet the citizens of the enlightened grove.
She stands up and regards your reaction.
Name!
Proudly she says, I am Chisheket.
Whatever.
Job!
I am the ambassador of Hellas, messenger of Prektesh, agrarian of the grove. My duty is to represent Hellas before all other groves.
Ambassador, huh?
I communicate to the other groves as my agrarian directs. My travels have been limited to meetings in the dream world, speaking to the other ambassadors. Recently, the groves of Elysium and Argyre closed communications with us. I know little more than that each have plans that will release our race from the dream world.
Tell me more about Elysium, please.
I know little, save that they are following an immoral path in their efforts to release us. Prektesh the Agrarian knows more.
Oh. I wish he had said something.
He is the Agrarian, leader of our grove. In the past, it was he who directed my travels to give messages to the other Agrarians. He is in the building closest to the barge docks, and would gladly speak with you.
What about Argyre?
She sneers and says, That is the grove that spawned that Chiksha, Raxichik. Prektesh may speak to you of him, but I will not. The city has been closed by Raxichik, and I know nothing more.
Alright, let's see. Did I ask you about Prektesh? Yes, I did. Okay. Well, I think we're good with you for now.
Until we meet again, Offworlder. Chishekat will always be here.
Well, let's go back and talk to, Actually, wait a second. Where did you go? Oh, that's right. What about... Release? Job... Ambassador. There was something else that I missed. Plans, that's it. Plans.
If I had confidence in any of the plans to construct alternate bodies, I would happily volunteer. We cannot stay here forever.
Oh, okay. Let's ask about Elysium.
Their efforts are led by Tekapesh, the agrarian of Elysium. I cannot condone their crimes, but I understand their motives.
You mean the taking over of human bodies?
Out of desperation, Tekapesh and his kind have stolen the bodies of the first off-worlders for use in growing the new seedlings. Please forgive him for these acts, for he had no other choice.
Sure he did. He could have talked.
He nods. You are compassionate.
I didn't say I was going to forgive him. I was asking about forgiveness.
If you can see past his arrogance and despair, he will probably release your kind if you aid him. Perhaps with our seeds and your help, they will be able to grow a new body for us to test.
Alrighty. Well, that's something. You see a Martian engrossed in thought. The Martian turns to your voice and studies you closely.
Greetings, you are not formed of sun and soil, are you?
Technically, you could say that. Yeah, actually we are. If a few generations removed. You know, I mean, the plants grow up from the soil, some of which we eat, some of which are eaten by other delicious creatures, and then we eat those delicious creatures. So yes, we are of the soil. And of course, the plants need the sun, so yeah. Yes, we are.
Be joyful that you are not affected by the plague that causes our bodies to wither.
What is your name?
I am known as Plashef, Shellless One.
What do we look like, turtles to you? Tell me about your job.
I am the cultivator for the Grove of Hellas.
Cultivator, huh?
The cultivators are responsible for the preparation and care of the seedlings from the time they are planted, through their growth, and finally their birth.
Seed?
Most of the seedlings died after becoming exposed to the plague that destroyed our race. Fortunately, I was warned by Zaktesh in time, and I was able to place our last group of seeds into a secure place.
Tell me more about Zaktesh.
She is our arborist. She knew the plague for what it was, and warned us soon enough to escape to the dream world.
Tell me more about the plague.
Others know more of the details. I remember only the horror, the senseless loss of life.
Cultivator. Growth.
Growing the seedlings to birth is a very delicate matter. Plant the seedling in the soil that can receive direct sunlight. It must be deep enough to protect it from the nighttime temperatures. Once the seedling has been planted, it will require moisture in the soil. Water from the canals or melted ice will suffice.
I guess we're gonna have to make a visit up to, the ice caps at some point.
Finally, you must take care to apply the necessary fertilizers. The growth cycle takes 9 revolutions, during which the seed must be checked at least 3 times. At the end of this cycle, a newly grown sapling may be removed from the pod by cutting the pod away with any sharp object. We use a ritual pod knife for the purpose, but anything sharp would suffice.
Okay. Tell me more about Hellas.
Our city was beautiful beyond compare before the onset of the plague destroyed all that was beautiful. Farewell, Shellus One. May your journeys be safe.
Might have missed something there, but let's see this. This scroll is a volume of Martian love poetry by Ketchef of Hellas.
The blue-white planet smiles upon you. The sun, it warms you and it gleams. The 2 moons above give their blessings as well. And I drink to your Martian dreams.
Hey, we have a title! Yay! See, have I talked to you? Yes, I have. You know, you'd think that with unlimited resources being in a dream world, and unlimited time being in a dream world and not aging, they would have scrolls galore. The Flight of the Blue Planet, apparently a Martian myth. When Mars was young, and the sun and the blue-green planet had given life to the first grove, it should be blue-white planet, and the moons had failed to destroy the offspring of the gods by creating worms, they developed a new plan. That's awfully rude to think that Phobos and Deimos are evil and want to destroy the offspring of the gods by creating worms. I wonder if you can actually see Phobos and Deimos pretty easily from Mars. From Mars' surface. I mean, they're really small and they're irregular. I don't know, I'm curious about that now.
Since the sun had to stand his rounds, traveling the heavens to tend other children, the evil moons waited until he was away to assault the planet. While one moon distracted her with a masterful and intricate tale of strange creatures who wove webs between the stars, the other moon gathered great stones to hurl from the heavens at Mars. The great planet saw the impacts of the stones on her beloved Mars and grew so angry she blew on the lesser moon with all her might. The lesser moon was sent spinning about Mars, too fast for it to ever slow down again. But the force of her breath sent her far from Mars herself, and she could not return. When the sun returned, he came to take vengeance on the greater moon for the assault on his beloved's offspring and her estrangement from them. The greater moon fled before the sun, faster and faster, with the blows of the sun's mighty arms carving great chunks off of it at every stride. Eventually, it soon escaped the sun's wrath, but only by running even faster than its sibling had been knocked spinning, and only after being reduced by the sun's blows to smaller than its sibling. Oh, I guess that was supposed to be Deimos. Interesting. Is there anyone else to talk to here? I am not sure if there is. You I've talked to. What about over here? Nope, I don't think so. Okay. Oh, there you go. Talk to myself to wake up. You wake up. Alright. Well, that was, one, thing to do in the dream world. We've talked to the Martians of Hellas. Next, we have to investigate those, other obelisks. What could they hold? What secrets could they hide? Perhaps we will see Lord British again. Destroy him now. We're not, unfortunately. I'll have to wait till another game to see him in the dream world. See you then.